The United Kingdom is going after Elon Musk because of X's role in spreading disinformation following the London riots that resulted as the 3 young girls were stabbed. Remember the Taylor Swift dance class?
Yeah.
The 3 girls were stabbed to death by the Rwandan man. His name somewhere in this article.
Whatever.
I'll find
The
it.
people who tweeted about got in more trouble than the stabbers.
Well, yes. So Elon Musk actually ended up getting summoned by the United Kingdom's House of Commons, Science, and Technology. The committee has summoned Elon Musk to testify about his social media platform's involvement in spreading disinformation during the summer riots. The committee's investigation centers on the role of social media platforms, including X, in disseminating false and harmful content during the riots, aiming to hold tech executives accountable. Elon Musk responded. Here is the article from Politico. Elon Musk to British MPs. I'll summon you. Because you showed the tweet, Kelly. This is Elon Musk's tweet that he put out in response. They will be summoned to the United States of America to explain their censorship and threats to American citizens.
Nice.
So
Boom.
Elon Musk just is a baller. You're going to summon me?
That's why.
Screw you, UK. I summon you.
Well, that's why the Trump one was so important now, because now you know what they could do with the censorship stuff. They could say, "Hey, if you keep up this bullshit, we're gonna put not withhold money to NATO from you." So they could do tariffs, they could do NATO money withholding. So like now they have a huge lever to threaten Europe and UK with, especially because he was gonna have that problem where they banned X from social media in countries like that.
Well, they did that in Brazil.
Yeah.
And then he reversed. What did he do in Brazil
He
that
kinda
got
gave
X
in to what they wanted.
reinstated?
He gave them what they wanted in terms of like having a representative there. I think
And that was done by, what's his name? Humberto Alexandro de Morales.
Yeah.
Nice, Rob.
The scary guy.
Yeah, well, we've talked about Satan enough. You eventually get used to saying his name. What's interesting about this is that I had to go back and do research on the stabbings that happened in July because so much information comes out on a daily basis. What is it called when you get memory hold?
Yeah.
There's so much information every
Yeah.
day coming out that you lose track of things. So I went back and I wanted to find out what was actually this spreading of disinformation that they claim. And what it comes down to is that the attacker in these stabbings, so the July 29th attack, his name was Axel Rudakubana.
God bless you.
Thank you. He is a Muslim. People on the internet were saying that he was a Muslim asylum seeker. Turns out that he was a British-born individual of Rwandan descent.
So his parents were from Rwanda.
But he was born in Britain, so he wasn't a Muslim seeking asylum, but he was a terrorist. And nobody seems to talk about that. And that is a deeply concerning thing to me. So as I started going into this, I went, wait, didn't they find this guy with Al-Qaeda manuals? And then I remember we talked about that on this podcast.
Yeah.
And so I went and I Googled the Al-Qaeda manuals British stabber. And could you go to the article first, Kelly? The article that came out from Sky News. Southport attack. Murder suspect Axel Rudabakanya charged after ricin and Al-Qaeda manual found.
Weird.
This dude now faces terror charges because he had possession a PDF file titled, I don't know why I said that weird. That was really weird the way I said it.
Your memory hole's getting big.
PDF. It was entitled Military Studies in the Jihad Against the Tyrants, the Al-Qaeda Training Manual. It was an Al-Qaeda training manual. They also found the kid with ricin. He had the production of a biological toxin, namely ricin. So he is facing biological weapons charges, but they're not even calling this a terrorist attack. They're not even labeling this. According to the United Kingdom, the government of Britain, for a matter to be declared a terrorist incident, motivation would need to be established. The dude stabbed 3 young girls. He had terror manuals inside of his home. They found chemicals that he could use to produce biological weapons. And then when you take that article and you put it into ChatGPT, could you show this, Kelly? This is interesting. I put it into ChatGPT. The whole article is about the guy having the Al-Qaeda and the ricin, or the Al-Qaeda manual and the ricin in his apartment. And then when you put it in ChatGPT and you ask it to bullet point it out, it doesn't mention anywhere at all that there's an Al Qaeda manual in the guy's home, biological weapons or any type of. It literally omits all of that. Like, it doesn't want you to know that that happened. So really, who is spreading the disinformation? Was it people that thought, hey, this guy may be a Muslim asylum? Okay. That has happened in other countries. There have been people that snuck into other countries illegally and murdered people, and then they go out on the news and they turn out to be, what was the guy that just got
Venezuelan guy?
Venezuela,
Yeah,
the Lock and
the
Riley
guy
killer. Oh yeah, it happens. So sometimes there are people that come into countries illegally and kill people. Sometimes people get it wrong. We're not journalists. I'm on here with you guys. After this, I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to drive to Fort Myers to tell dick jokes in a strip mall for beer money.
That
is my job outside of this.
Good.
But that's how am I being held accountable for disinformation when these news sources and ChatGPT censor this information from people and they never find it? If I didn't actually go back and read that article, Humberto, I would have never found the Al Qaeda manual. If I had just put it in there and been lazy, I would have just walked away and been like, oh, it was a Rwandan national.
And what is the agenda of these governments if they're withholding this stuff and then they're like delaying the process of holding this person accountable? But then there's the quickest action they take is going to somebody's house and ripping them out of their house and putting them in jail if they tweet something they don't like. So where are the priorities and agendas live? Like the UK government, especially with those being the circumstances.
Well, I think it's what about? I mean, and I guess because we've talked about this before, they're trying to flood the country with illegals. I'm sorry, just migrants.
Yeah.
So everything goes all haywire. Everybody has to be reliant on the government, and that's it. It's like
I mean,
communism.
I agree. It's like to destroy national identity and national pride.
For sure.
But like, I mean, what's the outcome they want?
But
Globalism.
All right, let's break this down.
Break it down, Humberto.
Break it down.
Yeah.
Okay, should I go all the way to World War II, or let's start at like
Well, we only
mid-century?
have 15
But we only have
Yeah,
15.
probably like
Well,
nine.
I just
Vinny,
want to know
do
what's
you-
the main reason.
I
that
mean,
they're-
Vinny, Rob, do you guys know what a double Dutch Irish sandwich is?
Oh yeah, of course.
You know what?
No.
double Dutch.
You know what a double Dutch Irish?
It
Yeah,
sounds
but
like a sex act. It does.
Yeah,
Hey, me
you
and my
have a
buddy did a
double
double
Dutch
Dutch
and you're-
Irish
you know what?
sandwich.
A lot of big companies do this. They move their money to Holland, then they move it to Ireland, then back to Holland, and they avoid all taxes. All right.
Okay.
Our censorship, like we have the First Amendment. All right.
Yes.
So they use a lot of the UK institutions to ban things that should be banned in the United States. They have the CDU in the UK, so whenever they can ban it here, they move it there and then they ban it here. All right. What's going on with this is that the regime, like I think the UK government right now probably gonna get in trouble for this. Is at a level that it's a dictatorship. Yeah, I don't know if you guys been paying attention of what's going on right now.
What?
Like if you're praying silently, not out loud, as a Christian in the UK, you will get arrested. All
Wait,
right.
What?
I mean, I sent the videos there. I don't know if we're gonna have.
Wait,
time.
Say that again.
if you pray, how do they know that you're praying to yourself?
I sent 2 videos of a Christian woman praying silently. The first one.
Like meaning like eyes closed and just having her moment with God.
If you're quiet next to an abortion clinic, and the cop asks her like, "Are you praying?" and she goes like, "Yes," quietly, she got arrested. And then the invading force, because they're going through an invasion, they can pray out loud with a loudspeaker. That's what it got.
Where? Are you serious?
Yeah, there's a video.
Kelly, could you play that? Let me. Wait. That's not illegal?
That's illegal. That's allowed, right? And then praying quietly in front of a abortion center.
Are you sure?
So,
Are you sure this isn't a joke?
no, it's not a joke. Okay.
He's on. I mean, that's the Big
Yeah.
Ben, isn't it?
Okay, look, Rob, what happened this week? Okay, there was protests. The farmers' protests have been going on around.
They've been dumping crap all over the
No,
I saw him spraying it on the walls.
I love it.
They've been going around the whole Europe because what are they trying to do? They're trying to make farmers in the UK sell their farms so they can make space for more invaders.
What the hell is going on?
I know. They're taxing everyone like with a farm above £1 million. They're taxing an inheritance tax. So basically, farms don't make a lot of money. They're asset rich, but they're cash flow poor.
Yeah,
you
of
know.
course.
So the land that you inherit, like, it's very important to make a living out of it. So they want all the farmers that are not mega farmers to sell their farms so they can make space for more of these
Housing
people.
and stuff for the migrants.
For the
Oh
migrants.
My God.
And for the government to control the
for
farming
the government. Like, it's completely out of control. This is, look, This is
This is the praying one?
yeah.
All right, you play that, Kels.
Religion you're allowed to do anywhere.
No, miss, you're not
You
allowed
are.
to sing
You are.
church
You are.
songs outside of church grounds, by the way.
You're not allowed to sing church songs outside
Outside
of.
of church or church
What the
songs or church
You're not allowed
grounds.
to.
That's fine. That's
You're not
fine.
allowed. She just said you're not allowed to sing church songs outside of church.
Outside the church
So,
grounds.
no, but
Unless
listen
you
to
have,
me.
uh,
Listen to me.
unless
That's
you
a
be
load of rubbish.
authorized by the
You're
church.
allowed.
So the Muslim guy could sing
With a loudspeaker,
outside.
with a loudspeaker, and then if you sing a church song outside of your church, you're being arrested.
So this is a direct attack on Christians.
Benny,
then.
it's a direct attack on Christian, and this was lost. All right, this was lost in the 1930s. All right, because one thing is standing up to Hitler. That is a very noble cause. Another thing is siding with the freaking communists. All right, I don't know if it was in Parliament. They took out a picture of Margaret Thatcher and they put the picture of the communist leader of the UK there. These are literally communists that are in power in the UK, and they should drop the great from Great Britain because it's not even Britain anymore. All right. And I'm so glad I live here in the United States because this is what happens when you're allowed to say anything and have a gun to defend it.
Oh hell yeah!
Who do you think is the one pushing What's the guy's name? Starmer?
Yeah.
So I don't
Keir
think-
Starmer.
Yeah, so I think of him kind of like as Biden or like a puppet. Like I don't think he's the one making these decisions. Like I think he's just a puppet for somebody. But who's pulling these strings? Is it these like ancient institutions that are like the think tanks and everything in UK, like Chatham House and stuff?
Yeah,
like that?
you have a lot of. The Fabian Society started there. You have a bunch of like pan-European institutions. You have the whole globalist agenda.
What about
You have
royals?
the UN.
To what extent do the royals have
Well,
anything
the-
to do with the stuff that's happening?
The royals have nothing. They've been a figurehead since the turn of the century. They have no power over it.
Okay, but you don't think that they're complicit in any of the more like diabolical agendas that are being
I mean,
held by
they're
some of the
complicit in
elites
allowing
that
this
are
to
over
happen.
there?
Well, what do you think the people do? Like, what if you're? By the way,
They
you're
were
not
hyped
armed.
when Trump won. By the way, did you see how they reacted in UK when
Oh,
Trump
they
won?
went nuts. They loved
Yeah,
it.
there's like-
But what is he? But Rob, what's he gonna do when the people can't do anything? If the cops are going up to you and saying you can't sing a Christian song outside of your church, that's a problem.
And people are being arrested for social media posts. Like it's in the thousands now, the number of people.
Oh
that are
my
being
God.
arrested.
So
Well, they're super dependent on us. I think we should use any means necessary to threaten them to say, cut
but
this shit
what are
out.
you gonna say? That country was lost in the 1940s, and it's never gonna be the same. It's never gonna be the same.
But the people want it to be that way. So if
They want it. It's over.
And you know what? It's probably more than just Britain. It's the entire like Commonwealth countries, because when you take a look at it, Canada also super dystopian and socialist. Australia now getting super dystopian and socialist. These are all countries that are
that's-
under the Commonwealth.
That's the point I want to get across.
Right.
That's why every time I wake up in the morning, I think Jesus
I do
and
too.
I think the founding fathers,
I-
because this is what they gave us. All right, every single day I think, holy shit, I can say whatever I want.
Yeah.
All right.
And not have a cop like imagine humming a Christian song and a cop is like, "Hey, are you humming the Lord's?" I'm like, I would punch. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Rob, what were you gonna say?
No, I'm glad that people like Elon Musk still exist. People that are, you said it before, if you're not willing to risk your life, what is it?
Yeah. If your price is not your life, then you're for sale.
Yeah, and it clearly seems that Elon Musk is not for sale.
No.
In addition, we played the videos on the PBD podcast on Thursday, so if you missed it, you should go back and watch it. But there's a great clip of Harry Eaton from CNN talking about how Elon Musk, the actual user base, the voter base of people on X, has now kind of leveled out. It's like 48% Democrat, 47% Republican, where before it was like 63%
Yeah.
Democrat and 37% Republican. Elon Musk's net worth has gone up. So it's exciting that he's making money, even though advertisers have fled X. He has kind of shown, hey, I don't need this to make money to continue to be the richest guy in the world. This could operate at a loss. And what's super exciting is that guy came in and fired like 3/4 of Twitter staff, and the Twitter app got better.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, you go, oh, well, he's going to go in and do the same thing to the government and drain the swamp. I really do believe that the swamp is going to get drained this time. And you see, we started getting these news reports that people like Gary Gensler stepping down, announced January 20th, he's going to be stepping down. There's celebrities, I know you're going to be covering that, Humberto, fleeing the United States. There are people worried, there are reports coming out that there are people within Washington that are terrified that not only are they going to lose their
wants
job.
protection, he wants immunity after leaving his post.
Yep. Not only are
Wow.
people and I tweeted this last night. I go, people who don't have anything to hide don't accept plea deals. If I am guilty of something, yes, I'm going to accept a plea deal because I know that there's evidence to implicate me in crimes, right?
Right.
If you didn't have anything wrong to do, why would you go, I would like immunity? I want to make sure I leave here with complete protection and a presidential pardon in case anything ever happens to me. So, you see all of these Washington figureheads are starting to freak out because Elon Musk is going to come in and gut the government, and the cuts start January 20th, and I am so excited. I am so excited for Inauguration Day. I can't wait to go and see. Like, I hope Elon and Vivek get started day one. We're in. It's January 20th, and, 3/4 of you are out. We're starting over.
Rob, I cannot wait.
Glorious.
I can't wait to see what they do with
They should put them all in a room, mark everyone that's going to get fired, and bring Trump for 1 second to go like, you're fired.
That's the new
Classic
season of The Apprentice that you can only watch on True Social.
The Apprentice, the presidential series. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.